Lund Boats proudly presents Jarrett Edwards Outdoors. Jarrett Edwards Outdoors is presented by Built Ford Tough, Cooper Tires, Mercury, Lund Boats, St. Croix, Lowrance, Jerry Yamamoto Custom Baits, Lake Powell Resorts and Marinas, Tackle Warehouse, and Motor Guide.
I'm Jarrett Edwards. Welcome to the show. Today we have Justin Kerr on the Colorado River. Man, it's midsummer. What can we expect on your home body of water?
Yeah, it's pretty hot. Finally broke way over 100 degrees, and today we're gonna fish a little bit in the current, fishing nicas and frogs, and fish some tules and some wood, and maybe a little south wind in the afternoon will come up. So we're gonna have a good day. Should be fun.
No doubt about it. So Colorado River, mostly largemouth here?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, there is some smallmouth. We maybe catch a couple, but mostly largemouth, yeah.
Well, I know we're expecting some winds midday, then it's going to slack off this evening. Let's spend a full day out here, see what we can get.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Let's have a great time and catch some big bass, huh?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Arizona, Colorado River, come along with us. Wood, tules, Justin, what's better than that? Let's make it work.
Awesome, let's get them, man.
Wow, all the way back there, huh?
Yeah, way in the back.
I'm telling you, buddy, that's a jungle. Literally a jungle back there, huh?
Yep. Yeah, a little 2-pounder.
You talk about them all the way back there, where sometimes you don't even see the bite, you just hear it.
Yeah, I was way back in there, on the far cast back in. Sometimes I'll go back in there, so.
You know, summertime bass back there looking for some food, huh?
Yep. Nice fish.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Put her in. See you later, baby. Oh my gosh.
You got one?
Oh man, the bite was amazing.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ugh.
Nice, dude.
What a bite, it just sharked it. This came right up and sharked it.
Oh, 5-pounders on that frog.
I'm telling you.
Nice.
Is that the good life or what, buddy?
That thing.
Wow, that thing
Nice
is...
fat one.
Whew.
Good job,
Dying.
Didn't miss that one.
Frog
That one
fishing. Wow. Colorado River.
Awesome.
What a great time.
Nice
Let's go ahead and put her in. Then let's go ahead and talk to these folks about current and how it's relating them. See it, baby. Way she goes.
Nice, man.
So, okay, frog fishing, right? Colorado River, I mean, a billion tules.
Yeah.
Okay? Talk to me about, the current scenario and where people should start when they come on down here to the lake to try to duplicate frog success.
Yeah, we're fishing backwaters today that have a little current in them, and I think that's key in the summertime to have some current in the backwaters, not stagnant water. So we're just targeting some backwaters that have some current, and we're going from there and catching them on the frog.
So are these fish with the current, do you feel they always face up current, or do you feel, that the up current scenario is going to be when there's really heavy current?
Yeah, not here in the backwaters. Backwaters, they have a little bit of current flow, so they can go anywhere they want. Maybe in the main current, they'll be facing up, but backwaters now, they're just swimming free.
So they can literally be anywhere, huh?
Yes.
Man,
good one, man.
Heart attack fish.
Yeah, that's fun.
Nothing better than that.
Heck yeah.
Your turn.
All right. Got one. Oh, nice one.
He was
What'd you
taking
get?
off with it.
On the Ica again.
Yep.
Huh? Nice. Oh, look at that one. Nice, dude.
Yeah, you mind getting him for me?
Sure.
That fish is hot. Come on over, baby.
Nice. Hey, that nice fish.
Yeah, nothing wrong with her, huh?
No way.
So, this Ica, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can't say enough about it, guys.
No.
It's really a phenomenal bait. And basically just rigging it backwards like, you know, like you showed me today. But more importantly, I think is where these fish are positioned. Let's go ahead and put this guy back in and let's go ahead and discuss that, huh?
Right on.
All right. See you, baby. Away she goes. That fish was hanging on wood, right?
Yep.
And that's pretty interesting. But right on the outside of this, I mean, that current is just ripping into these areas. And man, I tell you what, I just keep thinking there's so much tules and wood, right? But that fish actually came halfway back to the boat, you know, 5 or 6 foot away from the nearest visible wood there.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it's important to be able to slow down, especially on that Ica in there. What are your thoughts?
I mean, he's probably looking for some bluegill or something like that. That's what they're eating a lot right now, bluegill, so.
Yeah, typical summer bite,
Yeah,
huh?
totally.
You know, but I think the biggest thing is I think we fish the structure, but we have to remember it's summertime. There's fish cruising in and out of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I fished outside the structure as well. You know, nothing in the wood, so went ahead and just fished it back, halfway back to the boat.
Boom.
It's when the fish decided to bite. So you just never know where they're going to be this time of year, right?
No.
I mean, it's somewhat predictable.
It is.
With all the weeds, but
Yeah, there's a little, current here, little eddy, so the main current's just right outside. So having a little bit of current and, just throwing it in there, Ica.
taking your time to get bit. That's what it's all
yeah.
about today. Whoa, whoa, there it is. He followed you in, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's a nice smallmouth too. I'll put that in right there. Come on over here. What a beauty, huh?
Yeah, chased it in, huh?
Yeah, thought she was getting her little crawdad, huh?
Bluegill, yeah, something.
Man, what a fish. You know, when you think about these fish and what they're truly holding on, right? That guy was just sitting out here on this rock.
Yep.
Yeah. What
Rare
a nice
smallmouth
fish.
up here. I get a couple, but not many.
Yeah, that's beauty.
Nice.
Let's put her in and talk about gear. See you, baby. Boy, they don't take long getting out of here as usual, huh?
No.
Let's talk about gear. Gear is everything today. You know, if these folks have watched the show for a long time, they'll understand I love light line angling, right? But there's definitely a time and a place for that, and today is neither, I promise. It's just like the jig bite, the Ica, right?
Yeah.
They bite you and they tear it out there, you know? I think equipment is definitely everything, because if you come out of here with too light of line and too soft of a rod, I think you're just going to get a lot of bites, but not many solid hook sets, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I never fish that Ica on anything less than 16. You're using 15, same 15, 16 pound.
Gotcha.
Just to really drill them, it's kind of like a jig. So you got to hit them real hard and pull them out of the stuff, and that's how you get them.
It's just like jig fishing.
Yeah.
It's nasty. They bite, you get them right in the boat.
Absolutely.
That was a nice smallmouth.
Thanks, man.
Let's make it work. No deal. I'm down here retying.
Heck yeah.
And here you are. Another smallie.
Yep.
Oh, wow, what a fish, huh?
Yeah, black one, huh?
You dog. I'm down there retying that Ica.
Heck yeah.
And you're just sitting here busting some nice ones. Look at the size of that. Come here, Mr. Smallmouth.
Nice.
Wow, what a fish, huh?
Heck yeah. Look at that one.
That is beautiful.
Black as can be.
I'm telling you, beautiful fish. Let's go ahead and get her back in, huh?
Absolutely.
You know, I thought today, buddy, that it was gonna be all about fishing for largemouth.
Yeah.
There's Colorado River, Tules Woods, so forth, but seems like there's some smallmouth mixed in. You don't know what you're gonna get, right?
Yeah, I'm fishing these points going from, backwater to backwater, pocket to pocket. Sometimes you throw up on a point, you catch one.
But one thing, right? that point behind us that you just caught that fish on had something special on, right? Had the cobblestone, had pretty decent current moving over it.
Yep.
That seems to be the deal for the smallmouth.
Perfect for smallmouth.
You bet. So you kind of knew you had a good percentage chance up there, right?
Absolutely.
So people come into the Colorado River and they want to get into some smallmouth. It seems like rock is a major attracting point, huh?
Rocks and points, especially in the current. And it's not really, I mean, you catch some in some backwaters and stuff, but for the most part, they're out in the main current and they're in the rocks.
That's awesome. There you go. Smallmouth, main current, rocks,
Fun
largemouth, yep, a lot of wood and the tulies. A little bit of both out here.
They're biting today.
That's awesome. And it's amazing how small some of these, oh my gosh.
Oh, you got one, huh?
I'm just saying, it's amazing how shallow
You just pitched that
some
thing
of these
in
fish are.
there. Nice one.
You know it?
You just pitched right in
It
there.
pitched right up there, and this big old shadow just came out from nowhere.
Oh, that's hot.
Get him! How cool is that? Right?
Nice. Good job.
I mean, that's awesome. I was just saying how shallow it is.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of these fish live, just pitch right up. She came out of nowhere and just annihilated it.
Yeah, that's a nice
A little
fish.
summertime fish, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put her in, buddy. See you, baby. Nice.
Nice. Good job.
So, I mean, here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
A foot of water?
Yeah, you just pitch it up there and just comes out and eats it.
How
Awesome.
shallow will these fish live? Is it a big myth that the shallower the water and stagnant hot summer like this, I mean, sweat dripping everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Will hold less oxygen?
Yeah, I mean, but it's summertime fish, man, they just like to be super shallow. Bluegill are up there, some shade cover, and darts out and eats it, So
Gave me a heart attack is what it
it
did.
quit. You were fast on it, so it's gone
Well,
good.
we've seen some of these fish up cruise. What I was saying was, how crazy is some of these fish get super shallow up
Yeah.
there, and I pitch in and she just all heck broke loose
Heck
right
yeah.
then, you know?
Instant.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Good.
It's a nice
good
fish.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice largemouth. Oh yeah.
I tell you what,
You need two hands
That-
to fight them. Oh, was a good one. Nice
that
5-pounder.
bait just barely hit the water, brother.
I told you,
Telling you.
they bite that bait a lot.
Come on up here, big dog. Barely hit the water.
There you go.
Look at that.
Nice.
Now that's a Colorado River
Nice 4-pounder.
largemouth, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting the way that bait hits and then sinks all the way down. Let's go ahead and put them in, then let's talk about what we're
Right
doing
on.
here.
Nice fish.
Thanks, baby.
Right on, man. Nice one.
That is fun.
Awesome.
Hurts the guts from all the hook sets today. Basically it goes like this. You're throwing that frog again. We're just continuing with that big old fat icon. I mean, you take
Yeah.
a look at this. In all reality, it's a do nothing bait, right?
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
mean, it's a big old chunk of plastic. As with all the Yamoto products, it's loaded with salt. It's made right in my hometown, a little Page, Arizona.
Nice.
A little town of 7,000. And those guys really take a lot of pride in their bait. But it has a hula grub skirt there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the water, guys, when you pitch this bait, it's so interesting. I mean,
goes
because it
backwards,
hits and it shoots right underneath the cover. So when you throw, like in today's case, up next to a piece of wood or a tule, it just doesn't go like a normal jig, right? Or
Right.
pendulum back. It actually pendulums into the structure.
Yep.
Pretty neat little technique. And as you see, no weight. We have it pinned with a 4-aught Mustad Grip In Series hook. So obviously that thing's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's
You
awesome.
pitch it right up, it goes in there. What an awesome little way to fish this
Yeah,
up here.
very versatile. It's one of those baits that you can do anything with.
Yeah, and I've always fished these literally as a finesse bait. We make a ton of different sizes of the Ica.
Mm-hmm.
But now this big old fat Ica,
Yeah.
it's my new favorite bait.
Right on. Let's catch another
great.
one.
I'm Jarrett Edwards. Today we're at Mercury Marine Headquarters, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, with my good buddy Tyler Merrill. Tyler, how we doing?
Doing great. How are you, Jarrett?
Doing great. Now right here, our brand new 115 Pro XS. I was hoping you could help tell some of the folks at home a little bit about this motor because it has some really smart technology.
Right. In addition to being one of the highest performing outboards out there in the 115 horsepower category and being the lightest 115 on the market. A couple other cool things that I'd like to tell you about is it's available with a 25-inch shaft.
That's going to be great for, folks like myself that are running aluminums or more deeper V aluminums. We now have an engine that's going to be applicable for that.
Right, that's a first in the industry. We've never had that at a 115 horsepower level.
Perfect.
And the other thing I'd like to tell you about is it's available with the command thrust gear case.
Okay.
That's also a category exclusive for Mercury at 115 horsepower. That it basically gives you a bigger torpedo, so you got that bigger torpedo to ride on to keep you on plane at lower speeds, faster top speed, better acceleration on some of those heavier holes like the fiberglass bass boats and also some of those like inshore bay boats. And of course you get to run those bigger props like the Tempest and the Fury, and that has big benefits.
I tell you, some extremely smart technology. Thanks so much for your time. Guys, to learn a lot more about our brand new 115 Pro XS, it's pretty simple. Visit us online at mercurymarine.com. I'm Jarrett Edwards, and this has been your Mercury Minute.
This segment brought to you by Tackle Warehouse, guaranteed lowest prices.
Fishing with Justin Kerr today on the Colorado River is an absolute blast. I mean, everywhere you go on this river looks extremely fishy with backwaters, jetties, a ton of current, rock, and of course, big bass. So a lot of fun. Today was all about using some surge baits. The Colorado River is unique in that there's so much fishable water and it all looks good. So it's about covering water. You might fish a quarter mile of shoreline and find absolutely no fish. Then all of a sudden you're going to hit one little reed pocket and it's going to have, 20 fish sitting in there. So it's all about covering water. So today we threw a frog for a lot of the day. And while he was throwing the frog, I would switch up with the Gary Yamamoto custom bait Ica. And I rigged that Ica on a 4-aught big old Mustad Grippin Series hook. And now this bait is unique in that it's very heavy. It does not need any weight whatsoever. And it pitches very well. So it's a nice bait that's not going to get hung up. And the way we rigged it today was reverse. Therefore, when the bait hits the water, the first thing it wants to do is glide on into the water. So very unique opportunity, and the Ica is a wonderful follow-up bait out there. Today on the frog, some of the gear we utilized today was 65-pound test braid, and I used the same rod for both frog as well as the Ica. This happens to be a 7-foot 6-inch. This is the medium heavy power, the St. Croix Legend Extreme series of rod. This rod definitely has a lot of power when you set the hook, but yet the tip is still light and sensitive enough to put the bait where you want it. As always, all the products demonstrated on today's show could be found at our friends at Tackle Warehouse. Now, enough tech talk. Let's get back to the Colorado River with Justin Kerr for some more bass fishing action. That guy didn't even think twice about it, did he?
Nope.
Bring that bad boy on up in here. Now, you think that was the same one that just followed the frog out?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the one I
Now
lost
look
first.
turn that fish around.
Missing its lateral line on the side.
It is.
And he's blind on this side.
Well, at least he saw it on the good side.
That's why
what
he's so
matters,
aggressive.
Huh? Did you see that?
Couldn't pass
His
it
lateral
up.
line?
Couldn't pass it up. Nice little
So this fish, he came in and followed the frog. And then
Yep.
you went for a 1-2 backup in there.
Yeah, just threw the Ica right on it and boom.
Man, beautiful. Let's put that guy back in. Let's see it, baby. Here he goes. So tell me this, to try to help educate people wanting to come to the Colorado River, right? It's a huge, vast waterway, but a lot of it fishes very similar from, different areas, different parts of the state. That fish right there came off a variety of wood structure here. We've caught some fish today on a variety of tules, right? I mean, it's a beautiful evening out right now, right? We have a nice little shade pocket in here. So tell me, why in the world wood versus tules? And help educate the people at home on where they should start trying to figure out a pattern, from frogging in addition to throwing the Icas today.
Yeah, we have two different types of structure. We have tules and wood, and today we're fishing both, and the bigger fish has been coming off wood, maybe allowing a little bit more shade, and it gets hot out here, so having that little more shade, maybe today the wood was a little bit better. And we're just trying to see with the size of the fish. Sometimes you catch all 3-pounders on the wood and 1.5-pounders out in the tules. So
Gotcha.
we're just gonna check it around and throw the frog everywhere, and when one comes out, follow it up with an Ica.
Yeah, it's been a fun day. I mean, we've definitely caught fish off a variety of structure today in there. A lot of times people might say, well, geez, you caught a ton of fish in the 2 weeks, but there's a lot of buried wood in this place, which is absolutely amazing there. And just a beautiful, beautiful Arizona sunset right over the hill there.
It's nice.
That's what it's all about. Beautiful. You know, for the folks at home that watch the show regularly, you know we always try to end it on a big one. But I kept missing it tonight. I can't even blame that on you. Justin, as always, man. Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
It was, what a ball. The Colorado River is just a beautiful place, right?
Yeah, it's awesome, unbelievable.
You're pitching, you're flipping, you're frogging. You can catch them a variety of ways, you know, a little bit of flipping, but mainly pitching and some frogging today. And got bit doing it all.
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, pitching that Ica really proved itself today, and you know, the frog was good too. We caught some nice fish, so we had a great day, and look forward to it again.
Man, what a great time. Always appreciate you. I know you know this area like the back of your hand, and watching me miss those frog fishing, it just makes you cringe. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna switch with you, but I'll let you keep going.
Hey, somebody has to have some fun around here. Guys, I'm Jarrett Edwards. This is Justin Kerr. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here next week on Jarrett Edwards Outdoors.
Jarrett Edwards Outdoors is presented by Built Ford Tough, Cooper Tires, Mercury, Lund Boat, St. Croix, Lowrance, Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, Lake Powell Resorts and Marinas, Tackle Warehouse, and Motor Guide.